Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of the Pigskin Panel. We are back, and let's just start off, man. We got some breaking news of our own at the panel. Mr. Cody McGuire coming in with the fresh cut, no more mop salad.
Elephant in the room. Yes, I cut my hair.
Fashion Nova, baby. Fashion Nova.
It's not even that noticeable on your head.
Yeah,
No, it's not even noticeable. So
it's like
That's why we're
Step Brothers.
addressing
It's
it
not even
right
that
off the bat.
noticeable. Cody, bro, you literally look like you're like 19 again, man.
yeah, I know. I'm not going to argue that.
We got a new panel member.
Yeah,
Took
It's
about
Bobby McGuire.
took about 10 years off my life, so
Wow.
all good.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. That's amazing. Hey, I got a fresh cut too, Cody, so I'm with you there too, my man.
Yeah.
But for everybody that's welcome back to another episode of the Pigskin Panel. Super excited to kick off this week. As we know, some huge news has ended up in the NFL. But before we get on to that, for anybody that's new coming onto the podcast, listening for the first time, whether it be on YouTube here or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, we are the Pigskin Panel. We're four best friends talking about football because football is one of our favorite sports. We have four different teams, four different conferences, four different divisions. So I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. We have my man Cody McGuire. He's part of the Flock gang with Baltimore Ravens. We have my man Joe Braga representing the sunny state of Florida with the Miami Dolphins. And then Mr. Mikey Sharp representing the big star out in Dallas with the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, guys, if you're new, you love football, you love just talking sports, you love just banter, BS, whatever it may be, definitely make sure you hit subscribe. Definitely make sure you follow us on all of our social medias. We have Facebook, Instagram, we have Twitter, of course, YouTube. It's all at the Pigskin Panel. If you're watching this right now, Cody's representing that handle there, so it's just right there below his name. But other than that, man, my brothers, my fellas, my hosts, how are you doing today?
A-okay.
Just
Yeah,
noticed
well-
we were so into my hair that I didn't even notice your shirt until now. Sharp.
Yeah, I love Blue Jays. Blue Jays for all you perverts out there.
Hey, and speaking of BJ's, man, if you're for all of our Canadian fans out there that goes to Grand Bend, BJ's not even a restaurant anymore. I was super shocked to see that. I was like, what the heck is going on there? And if you guys don't know, if you guys are ever in the London, Strathroy, Sarnia area, go to Grand Bend, amazing beach. But yeah, I was quite shocked to see that BJ's not a restaurant there anymore. I was like, whoa, what's going on there? But was that Sharp?
I wasn't sure where you're going with that, but okay, it went in a good direction.
No, we're not talking about Allie. But yeah, guys, we've had a fun few weeks now going into the draft. The hype was at a super high on these five quarterbacks coming in. As you tell with the title, it's five quarterbacks going in, one quarterback going out. We definitely get into more details later, but the draft is over, and I know for myself, I am feeling real good about my team's position. I want to get a quick pulse about everybody, like just right off the top of your head. How did your guys' draft go? Cody, this one word, how did your draft go?
B+. I wouldn't have taken away, and I wouldn't have taken the corner. What the hell is his name? In the third that we took, we could have got him in the fifth round. But other than that, it was pretty good.
All right, Joel.
I go with an A-.
Mike.
Yeah, I'd say, like for me, B+. Did exactly what we needed to do in this draft, and I'm very surprised.
And then myself, I'm going to go with A myself. We hit basically all the positions we need. Definitely was a surprise at our pick, especially for our first round pick. A lot of fans saw two different players, but they came out with arguably number one big board best defensive player and just the safest pick you could possibly get, even though we're loaded at the position. But I'm super excited. So yeah, before we kick off though, as a Pigskin Panel, comeback super fan, we start off every podcast with Mr. Mike Sharp. What are you having in your glass today?
We're going with the Bush Heavies.
Ooh, the
Bush
heavies.
Heavies. And
Give-
not the short can, tall boys.
Oh,
He's here.
So
He's here to party.
look out, Scout.
he even had to change his scenery. He had to move his chair about 5 feet to the right.
No, we gotta respect Bobby Orr above me, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey man,
What?
we can't be mixing different sports in because we're mixing different sports in, man. I got to give a shout out to my boys, Man City, but we won't talk about them going any further.
No,
but
no. We ain't talking about that today. That's
What
not
band?
oh,
that's not what
different type
the
of
pigskin
football.
panel's about, man.
Different type of football.
Right, yeah, we're on football.
But yeah, man. All right, let's get into it, man. Biggest thing with the draft, biggest shocker, right off the rip. Trevor Lawrence to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
yeah, it was surprising.
Whoa.
Anybody see that one coming?
No.
Left field.
Like absolutely out of the park. Like I don't know, but in all seriousness, I think this was probably the most given pick of all time for I don't know a whole year. As soon as Jacksonville got that immediate number 1 pick, I don't think there was any questions on Trevor Lawrence not being the Jacksonville Jaguar quarterback come this time. So if it wasn't though, I would think we'd be all eating our foot. But yeah, no shocker there. One of the biggest, coolest things I thought though was definitely for me the draft really starting at pick number 2. For some reason, I definitely thought the Jets kind of was smoke screening, man. I like Wilson, but at the same time, man, I thought maybe it was just too much of a we love this guy. You know what I mean? That I was just like, this is just going to be like a whole bunch of phony, especially with the new GM, new head coach, and all that stuff coming in. I thought maybe they would just throw some type of smoke screen, but it looked like, they was being honest about their whole draft. Is sticking with them, man, from BYU, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys think, he's going to come in and be special, or do you think he's just going to be one of those average quarterbacks that's just showing a little bit shine in college? And do you guys like the fit?
I think he's in for a rude awakening. He's had it real easy at BYU, and now he's coming into the NFL. It's going to be tough for the guy, and he's not going to an easy place to play. And he doesn't have the weapons that he had at BYU, and he's going against defenses that he's never going to see before. So, I don't know. I was never a huge Zach Wilson guy to begin with. I still need to see him do it, but I don't know. We'll see. They're built like the draft. They built around him the way they should have with Darnold, but I got to see him play because I don't know. I don't know about him yet.
Yeah,
The Jets actually drafted really well.
I'm gonna have to tend to agree with Sharp here. Like that as much as this division with Buffalo, Miami, and the Patriots, as much as the Patriots have gone down and the Dolphins are slowly rising and the Bills have taken off, I don't see where Wilson fits. I don't see the fit in this division where like automatically I have to put him at the 4th best quarterback, and I don't see the intangibles. Like, yeah, he's athletic and he can move out of the pocket, and that'll help him in the NFL for sure. But he just looks too young and he looks too inexperienced, and he looks I don't know, it's hard to explain, but for me, I don't think he's going to do that well right away. It might take till year 3 or year 2 even, where you'll see big strides. Like this season's going to be rough for him. The Dolphins just got Phillips. The Patriots got Barmore. The fucking Bills got Rousseau.
Oh, Rousseau, yeah.
There's lots of talent coming off the edge. There's lots of talent on the D-line in this division. It's the corner. The Dolphins got corners. The Patriots got corners. The Bills got corners. It's going to be difficult for Wilson to show what he can do year 1.
Relying on the run game.
I wish him the best.
Rely on the run game. Tevin
I don't
Coleman,
think, honestly,
I don't think
he faced the top 25 defense last year.
No, he didn't.
He didn't
face stiff competition. That's the whole
the
thing.
stiffest competition was Coastal Carolina, which they lost.
Yeah, and Coastal came out of nowhere last year. So
yeah,
what are we talking about here for? Like
the thing with him is this year he should be using it as don't put the expectations too high, but just have it as like a bridge year. Kind of feel it out. Feel the NFL out.
That's the problem. The Jets are already throwing all the pressure on him. It's like,
I know.
He should have played behind Darnold is what he should have done.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be going in right away, but he's going to, and he's gonna get roughed up.
Yeah. Like welcome to New York. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. He's going to the Apple, man, which makes things even 10 times worse.
The media capital, man.
I think if he does do well, then he's going to be really good because you look at that offense. They have Carter at running back, who's a rookie. They have Elijah Moore, who's a wide receiver, who is a rookie. They have Corey Davis and Keelan Cole, who have never been on the team before. So basically the entire offense. Yeah, and Denzel Mims, who only played maybe 7 games last year. So really the entire offense is new to the team. It's not just him.
Yeah, that's what's going to be harder.
Yeah, and even Mekhi Becton, he was hurt a ton last year. He didn't have full snaps. Like, it's really a new coach. Everything about it is new. So if he does well, then he'll probably be good if he can overcome all that.
I think I'm almost with Joel right here, man. I think the speed of the NFL is going to be a rude awakening, right? I think he's going to be good when the game starts to slow down for him, right? Because then he's actually able to play his own game. But I think pressure creates diamonds, man. And I mean, like, it's gonna be a rude awakening. I think those first 2 games, stay away from it in fantasy, because it might be very ugly. Again, we might eat our foot on it, but I'm just leaning more towards where I've seen rookie quarterbacks come in, especially non-competitive quarterbacks, like non-competition wise quarterbacks, and man, it's doesn't look good. So
it's one thing to have everything in your lap. It's another thing when your back's against the wall, pressure starts mounting, people start questioning you. How do you react to those situations? And in New York, it's going to be tough. Mind you, I do like the trade up for Vera Tucker. That helps. That helps at the guard spot. So, and they have Becton, whether they use him as a left guard and have Becton at left tackle, that's your safety. That's your blanket right there. If I was him, I don't know how you can even swing to the right on any run. Like, just try to stay to the left as much as possible. But Wilson's got talent. There's no question about that. Do I think he's the second best quarterback in this class? No. I'm pro Justin Fields. Yeah. I'm Justin Fields all day, every day. To me, he's the second best quarterback in this class. But the Jets had no reason to do smoke screens because they knew Trevor Lawrence was going 1 anyway, so they had their choice of anybody else. So they liked Wilson from the start for whatever reason, and I hope for my sake, I hope they're wrong, but you never know.
Well, my main thing with Wilson is I don't want to see him throw to open receivers. I want to see him throw receivers open. And that's what the NFL is. Yeah, like his completion percentage was unreal, but how many of his guys were wide open when he's throwing the ball? You know, like there's tight pockets in the NFL, and that's what he's going to have to throw to, and that's when we're going to see what type of quarterback he is.
Yep. Exactly what Fitzpatrick was saying to Tua when Tua was struggling. The windows in college are like this. The windows in the NFL are like this. When you see a window like this, you have to hit it. There's no quite lead the receiver into that pocket, into that little bit of space. But college to the NFL is a different animal, and these cornerbacks, they give no forgiveness. They do not care who you are. They do not care where you're from. They will snatch your life from you. And I hope for the sake of it, for Wilson's sake, that he figures that out quick, because Tua is still trying to figure that out. We've seen that last year where a couple throws, he gets in those tight windows, but he wants the guys to have this much separation. You got to lead them with this much separation, or else it's a wasted route and it's a wasted read.
100%. And now, speaking of, quarterbacks that, inexperienced, but the next pick was one that we all basically said that this pick is where the draft starts, it commences. It's pick number 3, the San Francisco 49ers. Guy the whole time was Mr. Trey Lance. out of North Dakota State. And this was one of those that's like,
Why?
There's
Why,
been
like,
why would you give up 2 first-round picks? Makes no sense. You could have moved to 6 and got him there probably, or you know what I mean? Like why would you go all the way up to 3 for that?
There's talks of him like they might start him this year.
Yeah,
that'd be the worst.
World is he ready to start in the NFL
no.
from coming from D2, making 18 starts, throwing 18 passes per game? You think he's ready? You think he's ready to start in the NFL this year? You got another thing coming if you think you're in a Super Bowl caliber team with this quarterback. Like he's got to sit beside Jimmy G for at least a year.
Oh, easily.
Yeah. At least minimum, at least 10 games.
Yeah.
Because we all know Jimmy G can't last a whole season anyway.
Yeah, and then we got our super fan over here, Brandon Lima, saying hopefully Salah can help him.
But Salah's
a defensive coordinator.
He's a defensive coordinator, right? So
he's not even going to be like big on like talking with Wilson and coaching Wilson. It's going to be his own offensive coordinator.
Yeah. But one thing Saleh is good at is motivating. He's a great motivator, a great hype man. It seems like he can bring things out of people. And maybe that's what Wilson needs. But obviously Wilson needs reps. Obviously Trey Lance needs tons of reps before he can start hucking it in the NFL.
And the craziest thing too is this, we got to go back to this whole season coming up too with virtual OTAs and training camps and all this. Where a quarterback like Trey Lance maybe could have used OTAs and training camps. Now it's virtual. You're not getting those 100.
The one thing about Trey Lance,
you know what I mean?
Going to the Niners is their scheme actually fits him pretty well for being a guy that isn't used to like pocket passing and stuff, right? They do all RPOs, they do all screen passes. They do that constantly with Deebo Samuel and Ayuk. So
right,
easy target.
I don't disagree with the fit. I don't disagree with the fit. I just disagree with if a team that apparently wants to win now, why is that your pick? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's not even about winning now. Obviously, they think Trey Lance is the guy going forward. His mobility is pretty sweet. He's got nice speed. He's got good athleticism. But you have to develop.
Strong as hell too.
Strong, yeah. But you have to develop the arm. We've seen examples of it in the NFL. Like, not trying to bash anybody here right now, but look at Lamar Jackson, for example. The guy gets ragged on about his arm. Yeah, you can have all the athleticism and all the running, all the speed that you want, but you have to be able to throw the football consistently, or else you will not win football games when in the postseason when it matters. It's just that's when things tighten up even more.
Look at Cam post shoulder problem.
Bingo.
He hasn't been able to throw the ball, and he can't win.
Yeah,
and let's not go too far too. Like, and Lamar, and we're like when we talk about Lamar being a scrambling quarterback, we're talking about the fastest scrambling quarterback we've seen. Like
the best scrambling quarterback I've ever seen.
So even if you're like steps below that, man, you have like having that arm and that accuracy, man. It's a must, man. Especially in our league that we're in right now. You know what I mean?
It's as much as pocket passers are starting to die out in this league, you still have to be able to do it. Mobility.
You have to be like a Russell Wilson, where you can scramble, but once you get out of that pocket, you can still make that play.
Yeah,
you know what I
need
mean?
the arm.
Right.
It will be nice to have some real players, though. Like, I mean, Lance actually has some really good wide receivers on that team.
Yeah.
Cam Newton had absolutely nobody. Not saying he's good at throwing the ball.
Just watching Cam throw, it's god awful. Like,
this is the interesting thing I think about Trey Lance, though, and I think a lot of people are sidestepping, right? Because in North Dakota State is D2 school, right?
Yeah.
You really don't have too many weapons. You know what I mean? You don't have really those players in piece, right? You don't have the running backs. You don't have the tight ends. You don't have the offensive line. You don't have the wide receivers. And his intangibles where, you talk about his mind, you talk about his locker room junkiness, his willing to possibly put in 24-hour days from what it seems like type of thing, right? is that going to be, if you're looking at it like on a graph, right, is that going to be that exponential curve? You know what I mean? Where some quarterbacks might have to take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Would that help him big time? You know, having like the Ayuks, having the Raheem Mosterts, having the, you know, all those type of having my man Kittle's come back. You know what I mean? Like, those are huge pieces.
The thing about the Niners is they're pretty much a track team too.
Yeah.
Kittle is the fastest tight end in the NFL. Mostert is one of the fastest running backs in the NFL. Deebo Samuel and Ayuk are two of the fastest wide receivers in the NFL. Lance is going to be one of the fastest quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah.
Plus Shanahan's playbook.
Yeah. Just with Lance, like, he's obviously a late bloomer. That's why I think he needs to sit 1 to 2 years, because he went to D2. So he obviously didn't get D1 offers or D1 offers that he wanted. So he had to go play Division II. Like, he's obviously not developed the way a lot of coaches in Division I want to see. So for people saying he's going to start right away, it's like, well, I don't see that at all. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, pump the brakes real quick there.
Yeah.
He definitely won't start right away.
Wait and see if the guy can throw in your system yet.
Yeah, but like they're talking about, like, if they're talking about if Jimmy G struggles, they're gonna throw him in. It's like, why? Just let Jimmy G struggle.
I thought they were talking about starting him no matter what.
Yeah,
week 1.
I don't get it. I don't know.
I think they're gonna keep Jimmy G for the next 2 seasons, and then Lance is gonna take over. And if Jimmy's playing like shit, then they're just gonna keep him in and let him play like shit. They actually win a lot of football games with Jimmy G as a quarterback. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, they've won a lot.
They do. He just works in that system. I don't know why.
That defense is elite, man. Takes offenses off the field right away. Pretty much 3 and outs.
Jimmy G's something like 24-8 as a starter for them or something. Like, really good numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
he was undefeated. He was undefeated with the Patriots, and he only lost one or 2 games with the Patriots. So
it's just with Jimmy G,
winning quarterback.
That extra level you need to win, he can't quite do it. Kind of like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
he can't put teams away.
No.
Yeah, they could have beat the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. He just missed Emmanuel Sanders on that Hail Mary.
Yeah,
it was wide open.
Yeah, bad throw.
Well, the thing about records is that's a team thing.
Yeah,
I want to see your stats. I want to see your completion percentage. I want to see your passer rating. I want to see your touchdowns to interceptions. I know last year when the Dolphins played the 49ers, they absolutely destroyed them. It was like 42-13 or something.
That was the game I was thinking of.
It was absolutely ugly. Jimmy G was horrible.
There was another game too. He got pulled twice last year, and one of them was against Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when they put Nick Mullins in, right?
Yeah.
He got pulled another game too.
The 49ers lost how many pieces on their defense last year? Like, they were depleted. Like, even if you get say Boza, and who was the other big guy on the D line that was out last year? Hey?
Davenport?
I can't remember who it was.
Well, they lost DeForest Buckner
New Orleans
for the Colts.
Yeah, DeForest Buckner, guys like that. But they had so many guys injured on defense. Like, that game against Miami was a joke.
Yeah.
Jimmy G was pathetic. Overthrowing guys, underthrowing guys. Guys are making routes and he's not hit. Like, he's throwing a complete different route. Like, it was ugly, like real bad.
Did the Niners have a good draft? They're like one of the few teams I couldn't tell you another player they drafted. I know quite a few teams, but they're one that I
didn't pay attention to them.
I really didn't pay attention to the 49ers.
Yeah,
really. No.
I couldn't tell you who they even drafted.
I hate the 49ers.
But going on to the next pick, though, while Chloe looks that up, we have Heartbreak City over there with Mike Sharp as his favorite tight end gets picked by the Atlanta Falcons, which I must say I did call that in our mock drafts. But yes, Kyle Pitts joined a stacked offense and the ATL with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, and now slot Kyle Pitts in that tight end position. They look nasty. Like, on paper, like, whoa.
They still don't have an O-line that's going to keep Matty Ryan upright, though.
They picked up a couple of pieces in the offseason that weren't bad.
I mean, at this point, you just
Nick Martin for center, I think.
Oh, did they?
They got Alex Mack still?
No, he left, I think.
Hmm.
But yeah, they picked up Nick Martin for center, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if he gets in trouble, just throw it to pitch. He'll be fine.
Yeah, just throw it up in the air and this.
I was shocked that they declined Hurst's 5th-year option. Did you guys see that?
I'm not shocked at all.
I'm
Why?
not shocked at
Oh.
all.
Well, like they traded a 2nd-round pick for him. What, like?
Yeah, well, they
that's
didn't expect to get Pitts.
I guess, but like, what a waste of a 2nd-round pick.
Yeah, they threw a dart. Didn't
We're
work
It was
out.
talking-
nice. Like
We're talking about Atlanta, man. Like they were desperate for a tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the Dolphins. They threw a 2nd-rounder for Rosen. That didn't work out. You know,
Yeah,
some teams just throw darts and see if it works, and it didn't.
classic swing and a miss.
Yeah, I guess.
Classic. What a miss it was.
By the way,
The bat came back and hit us in the forehead on that one.
Yeah.
the Niners drafted Trey Sermon. I do remember that.
the Ohio State running back.
Good
Yeah,
running
and they drafted the Louisiana running back Elijah Mitchell, which is kind of weird.
I think
too.
they signed Dylan Moses as an undrafted free agent too.
Yeah,
no,
they did.
that was the Jags.
That was the
Oh,
Jaguars.
that was the Jags. Yeah, never mind.
Jags had
Was
a
it?
sweet draft.
Jags
Oh,
had
yeah.
it. They-
Yeah, it was.
And the more I look at it, we'll get to the Jags pick a little bit more further down. But yeah,
They
Pitts to
took
the
Aaron
Falcons.
Banks in the 2nd. But anyway.
Yeah,
They
so
got Aaron
Pitts to the
Banks.
Falcons look good. Yeah, Aaron Banks.
And
Yeah,
Notre Dame.
Dude,
Aaron
he's
Notre
a
Dame,
will
yeah.
probably
mauler.
be good.
He is a mauler.
Like AJ said, it seems like every O lineman that plays for Notre Dame is good.
I've said that.
It's
O-line
O-line you. Yeah, exactly. It's just their thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
give me-
even Eichenberg, man, is gonna be a stud. I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, you better hope because
That's on the hush.
They
That's on the hush hush.
they didn't go running back, Dolphins. So you better hope he's a good O lineman.
Eichenberg is going to play running back for us. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's a big
Fullback.
boy. That's a
Goal
bowling
line.
ball,
Fullback.
baby. Yeah,
Fourth and
That's,
one on the one.
that's that Don Terry Poe Wildcat.
That was ridiculous. The bus.
Yeah, the bus.
About the same size.
Yeah.
But then going on to the next pick here, we have one that Cody was just talking about in our group chat saying, I can't believe it. I just can't believe this pick went this way. But
Did I not call that like 3 weeks ago too?
Yeah, you did, but it's stupid.
You did. But
Oh,
it just
I never
makes
said it was dumb or not. That's what
crazy
they're gonna do.
that they
Yeah.
didn't take Sewell. Like, to me, like almost unbelievable. That was the biggest shock of the whole first round for me.
yeah,
Mhm.
so we got Jamar Chase reconnecting with Broadway Joe Burrow, the LSU connection. And
All I can do is shake my head.
I don't know, man. I kind of like it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
It's hard to hate the pick, but it makes no sense. Like, in all seriousness, it just
There's-
doesn't.
Replacing AJ Green with Chase, I'd be okay with it.
There's tons to hate about that pick. What are we talking about here, boys? Did you guys not see the knee on Joe Burrow?
Yeah. I mean,
And the O lineman they took in the second round, is he even ready to play? I remember the Kuiper and them saying that this guy isn't even ready to play. He's like a project O lineman.
I don't know.
I don't-
But
I'll
like,
have to look that up.
honestly, Riley Reef is nobody to sniff at. Like, he's still a good offensive lineman, and that's going to be their right tackle this year. And they got Jonah Williams on the other side. Their tackles are fine. They didn't really desperately need Sewell. It's not like they had a massive hole at right tackle. And
I
just
know, but
go
Isn't
tackle. Go tackle or go O line the rest of your first round picks for the next 3 years. Then you can still build that O line up for Joe Burrow. It's just they want to get his receiver so they have that chemistry for the next 5 years at least.
yeah, but if Burrow gets hurt again and tears his ACL, like that's gonna really be not good.
Yeah, but like you're basically saying Riley Reef sucks. Like, I don't think he sucks at all.
I'm on the fence about it.
I don't know. This is no disrespect to
tiptoeing.
Jamar Chase. I was just genuinely like really surprised.
Yeah, but at the
they
same
didn't
time,
take
then
Sewell.
like 2 teams passed on Sewell too. Like I
Yeah.
thought the Dolphins were going to go Sewell, and they went receiver instead.
Right, but the Dolphins needed a playmaker on offense. The Bengals have playmakers on offense.
Elijah Moore was available in the second.
For who?
For the Dolphins could have picked him. He went to the Jets.
No, Jets had the pick before us. Oh no, they traded down.
No trade down. Yeah.
They traded down. But mind you, the Dolphins wanted Jalen Waddle because of the things that he can do. The 19 yards per catch, the 4.3, 5, 40, the punt returns, the kick returns. Chase can't bring that. Chase can't offer that. That's not in his repertoire.
I wouldn't want Chase to be a punt returner, though.
I don't want Waddle to be either.
Exactly. I wouldn't want my first-round pick to be a punt returner.
Tyreek Hill returns punts.
When we had CeeDee Lamb as a punt returner last year, I'm like, get him out of there. Why are we doing that?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Go
make
get
any
some
sense.
soccer player.
Yeah, we have players like Cedric Wilson. That's like our 4th, 5th receiver. Just put him at punt returner. Don't need to get CeeDee Lamb absolutely crushed for no reason.
Yeah.
If you don't get the pick, the one thing you can still give the Bengals, even if you don't agree with the pick, is they have an embarrassment of riches at wide receiver now. Like, they have one of the best wide receiver corps in the whole NFL, easily.
T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase.
I mean, I think
they
that's
have
still.
and
You don't think that's like? I think that's like top, like, I don't even know, pretty high up there, top 6, 7 wide
No,
receiver.
none of them are proven yet. Like Tyler Boyd is okay.
He has 2,000 yard season.
Tyler Boyd's nasty, man. Tyler Boyd is nasty.
I wouldn't put it up as like top 5 yet.
He's not – Tyler Boyd is not nasty. He's a good player.
Tyler Boyd's like Tyler Lockett, in my opinion. Like, if we're talking about like same, like, kind of comparable.
If we got Tyler Boyd as the slot receiver, T. Higgins on the outside, and Jamar Chase or Jamar, whoever's going to play slot, that is really
On
good.
paper, it looks fine, but they haven't done anything yet. Like, let's let them play first. Like, at least –
couldn't you say that the Dolphins have better receivers with Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, and Jalen Waddle? Couldn't you say those are more proven?
And they
I
haven't
would
even
say
played
that's a
together.
better receiving core.
If Parker could stay healthy, I guess.
Well,
That would be
What do we-
I'll drop in my 2 cents. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, and Noah Fant.
It's
Come
what
at
I
me.
mean. Like, a lot of fan bases are going to say that, right?
Come
Yeah.
at me, baby.
Tim Patrick.
I don't even need to talk about the Cowboys because I mean,
wide
that's
receiver
obvious.
4. Coolio.
Yeah.
0 drop passes.
Forget the Cincinnati Bengals don't have a top 5 receiving core. I'm just going to – not yet. Give that time to brew. Let it like you're just calling something before it's even became something. Let the flower bloom, then we'll talk. You're gonna disrespect Tampa Bay like that with Godwin, Mike Evans, and Antonio Brown. You're just gonna disrespect that. Well, I guess Brown's back.
I would put
Brown's back. Brown's is re-signed.
Yeah,
I would
so
put like the
that's
Cowboys,
disrespectful.
Falcons, Broncos. I don't know. There's only like 2 other teams.
Okay, baby. I see the
Tampa.
love. I see the love.
Yeah, I said Tampa.
Tampa, Cowboys, Dolphins, Falcons, Broncos, all better than the Bengals in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, it'll be interesting. It would be interesting. But going from there, we have the Dolphins, as we just suggested. They got their playmaker in Jalen Waddle, the first Alabama wide receiver, which was one of the biggest debates to see. Is it going to be the Heisman winner, Devontae Smith, or is it going to be Jalen Waddle? And it actually ended up being Jalen Waddle. And I will start off with Joel, man. First gut reaction, and then now you let it settle in. What do you think? So first gut reaction on the pick, and then
At first, I was shocked because I thought maybe if somebody wanted to trade up, we could have got Waddle at 8. That was my first gut reaction. But when I think more about it, this is exactly who Brian Flores wanted. He wanted an explosive wide receiver, somebody who can get up and down the field quick, somebody who has chemistry with Tua, a guy who has in 3 seasons and one last year he got hurt 6 games in. The guy's got 2,000 yards. 2,000 yards, 17 TDs, averaging 19 yards a catch. I mean, are you going to throw that away for Devontae Smith? I'm not. I'm taking Waddle 100% of the time.
I don't think Smith was an option. I thought it was going to be Sewell between the 2 of them.
Right, but I'm just saying.
That's the one that I was shocked. Yeah.
A lot of the Dolphins beat writers had them taking Devonta Smith. Had them taking Smith. A lot of Dolphins beat writers.
Yeah,
had them
and
taking Smith.
after they took Waddle, it said they traded up because they basically wanted him, right?
He was the number one receiver on their board,
Yeah.
supposedly. I mean, to put him over Chase, I don't know. If you're looking for a true wide receiver, obviously I think Chase would be the number one guy on most teams' boards. But the fact that Waddle can return kicks and can return punts.
You guys don't have a slot guy, right? Is Devontae Parker a slot guy, or does he play outside?
He plays
Devontae Parker's an
outside.
X. Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
that's why Waddle's
No,
probably
Will Fuller is your Y, and then you have Waddle now in your slot.
that's why
Waddle's
Waddle
the
was
slot.
your number one receiver, because it fits better than Chase.
Right. Like the Dolphins have, even if they don't want to use Waddle in every single, like overwhelm him as a rookie, let's say, you still have Devontae Parker, you got Preston Williams, you got Will Fuller, who can play the slot if you need him to. Parker can play the slot. He's played the slot before. So there's options available. Albert Wilson, if they decide to bring him back. Dolphins have a stacked wide receiver room right now. It's absolutely crazy.
I think Waddle fits naturally in the slot. I think that's where he played mostly.
Yeah.
At, Alabama.
Waddle will be in the slot for sure. But like exactly what a lot of teams are doing with these quarterbacks who are unproven, like Tua, is build around him. Get him a guy like Eichenberg. Get him a guy like Jalen Waddle. Get him a guy like Will Fuller. You got Mike Gesicki, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams, Albert Wilson. You have guys who can play. And they just invested 2 picks on the O-line last year, and now 3 with Eichenberg. Like, why not? Why not let it flow and see what you can do?
This is exactly what you got to do with a young quarterback. You give him everything possible so that if he fails, it's on him.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to have to evaluate him. If he's got all the weapons in the world and he can't throw it to them, then he's the problem.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said in earlier podcasts, if Tua can't do it this year, then let's talk about moving off him. I'm already ready to get off of him after year 2. Like, Dolphins have a roster right now that's young and is available to win. They have potential to win. And I'm sick and tired of being held back by quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The problem is I don't think there's any quarterback next year in the draft that's better than Tua. That's going to be the issue.
Right, and I agree with you. There's a few good free agent quarterbacks next year, like veterans.
Or you could take a swing at Deshaun again, maybe.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
give me a swing. He can go do Jeopardy, get healthy, and then we'll take him in Miami.
go make a quick little 10, 20 million or however he much makes with Jeopardy, and then come on back. Give away your 20 million and then come on back. But
you give the Dolphins your word you'll be there in 2022. We'll give you 10 million to pay back to the Packers under the table.
Here's an interest-free loan. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not even a loan. You can keep it.
Yeah.
Right. And now, as Joel was saying, with the Dolphins, they accumulated 3 picks on offensive linemen, and then going into the next pick, I think this was an absolute grand slam home run of a pick. Falls into the lap. The Detroit Lions get Penei Sewell, a generational type offensive lineman, one that the Lions. Have they even seen a talent like this on the offensive line from what you guys can remember?
No,
probably pre-Barry Sanders, maybe.
Like Mike Sharp will say Riley Reef.
He's on Minnesota.
People are saying that Sewell is the best offensive line, like tackle, guard, everything, prospect. Him and Nelson since the year 2000. Like, we're talking 20 years.
What they're saying is that him and Nelson are the best prospects since Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Sewell's like a guaranteed Hall of Famer. Some people are saying if he stays healthy,
and that's what people said about Nelson, and he will be a Hall of Famer.
Quinn Nelson for the next 10 years is an All-Pro guard, Pro Bowl guard.
I hate that pressure coming out there, like guaranteed Hall of Famer. It's like, who knows what injuries this guy gets? Like, let's pump the brakes on it. Like,
it is hard to.
Yeah, they did say barring major injuries.
Yeah. But it's like, this guy's coming out of college. Let's give him a break, for God's sakes. Oh, this guy's a Hall of Famer. Holy
I
shit!
feel like
Like-
O-line is the one position where you can almost, it's just more of a lock.
Iron
for
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're good, you're good. And then that's all there is to it.
Yeah,
Most of the
there be
time.
guys playing offensive linemen for like 16 and a half years that played every single game, but you don't even know their name. You know what I mean? Is this like if you're good and you're healthy, you're just there. You know what
That's
I mean?
probably it's probably the position in the first round that's the least like whiffs.
Yeah.
You get the
Oh,
least whiffs.
definitely.
And you know what? Like, you know what I'm loving about it, no man, is that offensive lineman, man, they're starting to become a sexy pick. You know, before it would just be like, oh my god, we got offensive lineman. Now it's like,
Because
okay,
Dallas
baby,
made it
we got
sexy,
offensive
baby.
lineman, baby. Let's go.
Dallas made it
Dallas
sexy,
made
man.
it sexy.
We
Actually,
kept
they
doing it.
kind of did, to be
We
honest.
Yeah.
kept going
Yeah.
first round pick after first round pick. All the fans
The
are like, "What the hell is going on here?"
The Cowboys did make it sexy.
Oh yeah,
No
Yeah, I
doubt.
laughed at first, but yeah.
Man,
Yeah,
I love the Cowboys drafts. Not to get off topic, but man, I absolutely love the Cowboys drafts year after year after year.
Mhm.
Absolute money.
doesn't accumulate on the field though.
Knock on wood.
We're talking injuries are a big part to play in that. Tony Romo getting hurt every year, Dak Prescott getting hurt, the old line. Some of those picks have already exploded. You know what I mean? For the Cowboys.
We talking Dookie?
Yeah. Who's that
Bobby
center?
Boo Boo.
Who's that center the Cowboys had that's already retired?
Frederick.
Frederick, and he was a
Travis
monster.
Frederick, yeah.
That was a massive reach too, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Oh, it's just perennial All Pro. Okay, good.
Great job, Mike. Yeah, let's go.
We got his alum though, center now, Biotis. So hopefully he turns out the same.
Right.
There you go. You never know. Genealogy, right? But yeah, so Lions, they just get their blind side left tackle, possibly again bearing any injuries for the next 10 years. Jared probably shotgun and beer seeing that pick 1,000%. So yeah, so it's definitely gonna be the Lions are gonna be an interesting team, man. Like if Goff can play a clean season, like they could.
Dude, they're so
something.
bad. Their roster is so bad.
His best receiver is Tyrell Williams.
Hey,
He's
now
gonna have trouble.
He's a hybrid, bro.
Between stinks and not good, yes.
Yeah, a hybrid between on the field sometimes and in the physio room the other.
What is with their head coach too? Like,
He
Not a
scares the
beauty.
shit out of me.
Yeah.
He's gonna
Hey,
play your
he's-
kneecaps off, dude.
He's one of those motivators that
He wouldn't even motivate me. He'd scare the shit out of me in the
Yeah.
locker room. Like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Why is he screaming at me?
first time you've met.
why is he coming in the locker room with the Viking helmet on? What is going on here?
I'm gonna rip your heads off tonight. Oh my god.
This guy is wearing a bear. What the hell? You see, this is what we're gonna do to the Bears.
God.
He took over for the Dolphins when I think it was Joe Philbin got fired. And the Dolphins' first two games, they won 42-7 against the Texans and 37-10 or something against the Titans. And then they lost every single game after, I'm pretty sure. But
Oh man.
they absolutely came out with that heat, and that's what he brings, right? A little bit of intensity, a little motivation. He could be a good coach. I don't know. He was with the Saints, learning under Peyton. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not convinced the Lions are going to finish last in their division.
I think they might get last in the NFL again.
I do too.
Very good
You know-
opportunity.
Just because they don't have elite talent doesn't mean that these guys will not go through a brick wall for this coach. Doesn't mean that these guys aren't fighting for their jobs next year. I mean, they're gonna compete. Whether they get smoked a few games, sure, I'm sure they will. But
You can try your hardest in 16 games and still go 0-16.
Hey, 17 now, bud.
Yeah.
If the talent's not there, it's not going to accumulate to wins, and I don't think they're going to get very many.
I don't know. We'll see.
Hey,
Yeah.
and Mike, that's 17 to you now, bud.
Oh yeah, my
You're
bad.
right. Jeez.
Wow.
But yeah, so with the Lions, then we move on, and this was the first defensive player taken off the board, and
pissed me
I
off.
think people didn't have him as number one defensive player. I know I didn't. I know he was top 5, top 3. But Carolina chooses J.C. Horn to bolster that cornerback defense. I know Mike was not impressed by that pick.
No,
but
because
yeah,
I know he's gonna come next.
you talking about a legacy pick, someone that plays the exact position, played well, can press. He just looks like a stud player. I know Cody has been banging the drums for J.C. Horn ever since we started. So yeah, I would actually start off with Sharp there, man. With the madness and rage that you had.
Well, yeah, like I heard before the draft that they loved J.C. Horn, and I was hoping it was a smokescreen. And because I thought Slater would have been a great pick for them too, and I think it would have. Or I thought they were going to trade out, and then I saw they took Horn. I'm like, for God's sakes, like there's a corner gone. And then I got scared because I know who was next, the Broncos. I didn't figure they needed secondary, but I mean, yeah, I would have liked Horn at 10. I would have liked Surtain more, but seeing him go at 8, I'm like, well, that's an option gone, so I'm not too happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's talk about it now as if Ja'Wuan James just got hurt. Do the Broncos regret not taking Slater at 9 over 13?
Absolutely.
Let's talk about that for a quick second.
Absolutely. Even I think Ja'Wuan James goes out, we trade up for Sewell if he drops out.
Or you know that Slater's
there
right into your lap and you don't have to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Like honestly, like
shit luck.
Anything if say Ja'Wuan James tears his ACL draft day and the news comes out, says Ja'Wuan James, your starting right tackle, is done for the year. Now you can't tell me that the Broncos aren't going to go Sewell or Slater there.
Slater, 1,000. I would not even.
Maybe Carolina goes Slater because they know that.
Okay, then the corner still falls to the Cowboys at 10, and you guys don't have to trade back, giving the Eagles a playmaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way that things worked out. It worked out perfectly, but I mean, how could you not take Slater there at 9 if you know that Ja'Wuan James is burnt toast at that point?
Yeah, 100%. And I think, and it's crazy too because as we know coming up, Justin Fields is dropping too as well. Like, going to the Broncos pick. My Denver Broncos, we chose Patrick Surtain as the second cornerback coming off. And most people's top 1 defensive player board, legacy NFL player, same position. Dad was a Pro Bowler. Basically, his coaching was his dad throughout his whole life, type of thing. So safe pick, great leader in the locker room, no character issues. I think he was like a 4.2 GPA student.
Wow.
Like everything you just check off the list. Never had any health concerns. Lockdown corner, can play in different type of schemes. Is the perfect fit for Fangio. Like, it was just right on the wall. But as of all Broncos fans know, when we're seeing question marks about Drew Lock, and now we're seeing question marks about Teddy Bridgewater coming in, and you have a guy that's a possible franchise quarterback, right? You're sitting there as like, whoa, a franchise quarterback literally just landed in our laps, and you don't take him.
Yeah.
A little bit of an uppercut in the gut, right?
One nice thing about Surtain, though, is like a lot. You guys have 2 corners, I think, on 1-year deals left. Right. So that's that's good.
Yeah, we have Kyle Fuller right now on the 1-year deal, and then we signed Ronald Darby to 2, and I think Bryce Callahan's on his last one this year, or just coming up, or is it RFA this year? So so if you look at it now, you look at Broncos secondary, man. If we're staying healthy, like Patrick Surtain is our CB4, which is ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, so our starting cornerbacks are Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby, Bryce Callahan, and then Patrick Surtain. Then we have Justin Simmons and Kareem Jackson as the safeties. Like, our secondary is ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. Barren injuries.
That's the other thing about the Broncos in this draft. They had options. Well, I mean, if Juwan James tore his Achilles pre-draft, they could have went Slater. They could have went Surtain. They know next year's draft class is not looking good for QBs, and the free agent market is not looking good for QBs. So there's a few vets, but nothing that you want to put your future into. Like the Broncos passing on Justin Fields could be one of the biggest mistakes ever for the Broncos franchise, because just of how everything's panning out next year for quarterbacks. And if Drew Lock fails you again this year, then what? What are you gonna do?
Teddy Two Gloves, baby.
Oh God.
Oh man, no disrespect to Teddy, but if that's the plan, then
Damn.
Yeah.
and like the
that's all
Broncos,
I
this
can
is the
say,
best
right?
roster they've had in years. Like, it's pretty
Since the Super
shocking
Bowl.
that they don't care that much about the quarterback position.
Yeah, like I have the Broncos as a potential wild card team, but like I'm hesitant to say this, but a potential wild card team based on their roster. I don't know how things are going to play out. Nobody knows how things are going to play out. And that's with Drew Lock at quarterback. Imagine if they had Justin Fields, somebody who could come in and potentially start week 5, week 6 and on, who is going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. Like I bet my whole 2-week paycheck that Justin Fields right here, right now, will be a good quarterback in this league. I'll give $5,000-$6,000 on the line for that. That's how much I believe, and I'm just regular Joe Schmo. I don't make no money, but
I'll say Joe throwing some big dollars out there, man.
Yeah, that's how much I believe. I believe in Justin Fields, man. I do, and I know the pick's coming up soon, but I know the Bears are going to be super pumped to have him because they never had a good quarterback, but other than maybe one or two, a few good ones, but nothing.
Sexy Rexy?
Oh God.
They've had one. If you
Oh
want
no.
Yeah,
to
Jay
count
Cutler.
McCann. Yeah.
Smoking Jay. Oh my Lord. The
Yeah.
former Bronco. Oh no.
Can't do it.
While
He got pulled in Miami, and I literally seen him pull out a Marlboro Red and was about to put it right in his neck.
While
No
we're
guards on the
on
sideline,
the
Jay.
topic of the Bears, we got to give a quick shout out. Braden is a fan of the Bears, and we've been shitting on Pace quite a bit on this panel.
He
Yeah,
killed it.
Deservedly so. But
killed
this
it,
was the first good thing he's ever done, pretty much, other than Brandon Allen Robinson. There's not many things that guy's done right, and this is one of them.
They did not give up a whole lot to move up 11 spot or
No,
9
they
spots.
did not. I thought the Bears killed that pick, man. Might have been one of the best picks in the first round.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
100%. And then talking about bets, this is great for an ad break. So if you guys know, FanDuel is coming. No, I'm just joking. We don't have those sponsorships yet. But yeah, going into now the next pick though. We have the Eagles trading up for a playmaker, and then this is almost an exact correlation, which is kind of crazy because the Eagles and
What are the Cowboys making deals with the Eagles for, Sharp?
That was weird.
When I saw a division rival make a trade in the draft, I was like, what did the Eagles give up for the Cowboys to move this for a division rival? Like, I'm like, they must have financed a future for a wide receiver or a quarterback. So I'm like, at first when I saw it, the Eagles were drafting, like trading up, and I saw the Cowboys, I'm like, they're gonna have to give either a ransom for moving with the Cowboys, and if so, that ransom has to come for a valuable position. I was like, are they really sold on Jalen? I'm like, they saw Fields up there. I'm like, whoa, like,
I thought
what
it was
in the
Fields.
hell is going on?
At first, I thought it was for Fields, and I was going to lose my shit. I'm glad that wasn't the case. But I absolutely hated the trade on draft day. But honestly, if you look at it, I can see why they did it, because honestly, we weren't going to go Devontae Smith, and I don't think the Giants were going to go Devontae Smith. So the Eagles are going to get him regardless. So yeah, you get at least a third out of him, and you get the guy you wanted anyways.
The Giants might have. They won Kadarius Toney. They did pick
The
a
Giants
wide
were,
receiver.
I think, we're definitely going to take Smith.
Maybe. But even then, like, okay, he goes to a different division rival. You're not going to get, like, you're not going to take him. So,
Yeah.
to get another pick for the guy that you were going to draft at 10, I can live with it. I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer move.
What'd they get? A third?
The shitty thing is that you're going to have to play him twice a year now.
Yeah, and it would have helped to have Surtain maybe.
I'll say, yeah, you guys didn't go to cornerback. That's even the worst part. Because so if he roasts one of your cornerbacks, oh my God.
Oh, maybe
have his karma throwing full cycle.
Have his college teammate on him, Trevon Diggs. That might help.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see from there. But yeah, very interesting. Eagles gets their their wide receiver, their playmaker, which they desperately needed. Now that Alshon Jeffrey and those guys are now gone from the team. But now going up to this pick here, and I know my boy Braden is already screaming "bear down, baby," because Mr. Pace makes the executive decision that actually moves up to draft a good quarterback this time. Yeah, we still got to throw in those little jabs, but man, they get Justin Fields at an absolute value grand slam home run proposition, man. Like to get a possible franchise quarterback at 12, you know what it's literally reminding me of, man? It's reminding me of a Deshaun Watson type of scenario again, bro. Like a quarterback showing you literally all you need to know that he's NFL quarterback ready, starting, maybe a perennial Pro Bowler, and yet you still slip. Like it literally looks like a mirrored image, right? Minus that Justin didn't win the big game.
Yeah, got there.
And they got
he got there. He played with a broken rib or something like that? Or
yeah, that's the one thing people don't realize. He was absolutely banged up in those playoffs because he got murdered in that one play. Like this kid's tough, man.
Oh yeah.
They got Tevin Jenkins too. They had a good draft.
Yeah. They had an amazing draft.
I wanted us to take Tevin Jenkins in the first round. So
yeah.
So did you actually hear what happened about Tevin Jenkins? The heart problem is the reason why he slipped.
Oh no. Oh really?
Yeah, he had like a heart issue that came out. The reason why he slipped down. Oh, sorry, was that JOK?
That was JOK.
Why did Tevin Jenkins slip? There's something about Tevin Jenkins.
Well, yeah, the other thing with the Bears is like this might help A-Rod re-signing. He might want to stay now. You never know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The Bears finally did the right thing. And to be honest, I think they made the right choice on the right guy. Like they could have moved up for Mac Jones if they wanted to.
My God,
that would have been so bad for them.
Man,
it would have been
a nice offense though. Allen Robinson, Mooney, Kmet at tight end. Montgomery's good.
Mac Jones goes to the Bears. They're worse than the Lions.
Yeah, like how is he an upgrade over like Dalton right now? Like he wouldn't be.
Mac Jones? Right. No, I don't think so.
Where I think Fields is because he brings a lot more than Dalton would. Dalton's the same kind of quarterback as Jones. He's just way more seasoned.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, there was really nothing.
No, Jenkins didn't have nothing, man. He's just one of those guys who slid. And
that's crazy.
Elijah Moore, like everyone expected him to go first round too.
Yeah,
check this out. Check this out about Jenkins too. 4 seasons at Oklahoma State, had 1,129 snaps, 2 sacks allowed.
Wow,
dude.
Pass blocking snaps too.
At 31, so bad.
I don't know if you guys remember in the mock draft, I had the Dolphins taking him at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think he's a plug and play. He's a plug and play right tackle at the NFL right away.
Yep.
The position after the draft.
Your position with a left-handed quarterback.
Right. And the Bears,
he
just let go of
yeah, because of Leno, right?
They just let go of Leno. Like, does he go to left tackle then? And cover for Dalton or Fields if Fields starts day one? I still don't think Fields should start day one. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys, maybe week 5, week 6, kind of like a Tua situation. Let him have some. Let him get some reps.
They kind of back themselves in the corner with that Dalton signing, so they kind of have to play him, I think.
And they still got Foles on the roster. They got to find a way to get that guy off of the roster.
Yeah. Oh man, get him off the books.
Like the Bears are in a situation where I don't think they're really ready to contend. So like you just throw Dalton out there for now,
Yeah.
and then you can go Fields later in the season.
Yeah. One thing you don't want to do is kill a rookie quarterback's confidence.
No.
I think
They're
the
gonna have some. They're
position
gonna have some
depth
nice
at-
cap space coming up soon, though, eh? If they
Yeah.
can get both Dolan and what's the off the books.
Yeah. The Bears are gonna be fine, man.
Yeah, they're gonna be real. They're gonna be looking real good, man.
Yeah, they're a future team.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, for
But,
sure.
DeLima, if you're listening, buddy, the Bears are on the rise. Don't give up yet.
Bear down.
I think
Bear
Jenkins.
down.
I think Jenkins just slipped because of the position depth at tackle this year. It was the deepest position in the whole draft, that and wide receiver.
Yeah, but
Well,
Jenkins is a right tackle, which there isn't a lot of right tackles in like pure right tackles in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was just him and Mayfield.
if I'm
Yeah, there's
Bears,
only a couple. Eichenberg can play right tackle too.
if I'm
Yeah.
Bears, I'm throwing Dalton out there for the whole year and hoping on a middle of the pack to bad season. So like 8-9 or whatever and worse, because now you have an opportunity to take Olave or Garrett Wilson next year in the first round, who Fields.
Olave would be disgusting.
Yeah, or like Garrett Wilson's nasty too. Like those are two
With Allen
going to be
Robinson.
two of the top receivers in college this year, and those were
Mhm.
Fields wide receivers last year. So they're going to probably go in the top 15, both of them. So it might benefit them to have a mediocre year.
Oh yeah, because
To
if
start.
Olave came out this draft, he's a first round wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, he'd be
he's
right
going over.
behind.
He's going over Kadarius Toney or anybody
He'd be
like
the
that.
yeah, he'd be the fourth guy.
Yeah, 100%. And now going, the next two picks are like more like again, like I said, this position is getting a little bit more sexier. But the Chargers and Jets get their offensive line bolstered with Rashawn Slater and then Elijah Vera-Tucker. I think we can all agree, solid, great picks. Protect your quarterbacks. Chargers now get a
We ain't
a
talking
bang of a
Parsons,
pick.
buddy?
What?
We ain't talking Parsons here. Just gonna skip
Oh
on
yeah,
the-
shit. I have you up. But yeah, so we're gonna go the good old Cowboys, and they get their replacement probably for LVE, as we know, as he's having
Or Jalen,
problems, and then they get just a monster amongst men at middle linebacker. One of probably the greater middle linebacker prospects we've seen since probably Luke Kuechly. They get Micah Parsons out of Penn State, and this guy is Devin White, but just bigger. Like,
Man,
like just
I love-
absolutely sickening.
I love Parsons, man.
Oh, dude, I absolutely love this guy, man.
I wish the Dolphins had 3 first-round picks in this draft like last year, man.
Yeah.
Because Parsons would have been one of them.
You guys know I was banging the table for Micah, but
Yeah. I didn't even think he wasn't even in my top 5 because I didn't even think it was a possibility because I didn't see both corners going. I thought Slater was there, so I thought he was gonna go, and then Sewell was up there for me, but I didn't even think Parsons was gonna be there, and I didn't think that we would go linebacker just because if a corner was there, I feel like that was a bigger need, but it came out that Parsons was the top defensive guy on our board. So even if Surtain was there, we might have went Parsons anyways, which would have pissed a lot of fans off. But Parsons is unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
I love this guy, and it's what was our worst thing on defense last year? Couldn't stop
in the run.
at all, and this guy absolutely mauls the running back. So he's a perfect fit.
he's such an animal, man.
You know what's perfect
So
for our
perfect.
linebacker future? If Jalen Smith and LVE aren't a part of it, Micah Parsons' issue is coverage. Who's coverage? Who's the linebacker that's great in coverage? Jabril Cox, the guy we steal in the 4th round.
You still in what, the 4th or the 5th?
The 4th, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think we're set at linebacker for the next few years. Even
Well,
if
you know Vander Esch isn't going to be there since they declined his 5th year.
No, but if he has a good year, we could always sign him to a couple years or 3 years for maybe less than his option was going to be, hopefully.
It's pretty disrespectful to get your 5th year declined.
Oh, 100%. But the only reason it was declined is because of his injuries, right?
Well, of course, but I know if somebody drafted me highly and then they declined my 5th year option because of injuries, well, I'm going to go somewhere else then.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, he's probably not going to stay.
One of the coolest things though about Micah Parsons, man, is everybody was saying, "Oh, this guy has he's a cancer in the locker room and he has these character issues, man. He went literally to the perfect place ever. He went to a team where he grew up and his parents were diehard Cowboys fans. He grew up being a diehard Cowboys fan. The one team that, if you saw his interviews, the team that he wanted to go to was the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. So you talk about any type of character issues, you just throw those out the wall. You just throw those out now.
Who's going to be his mentor?
Yeah, Sean Lee.
Literally the perfect guy to talk about character with. And the whole character thing is kind of blown out of proportion. Like, they're talking about hazing and stuff, and it's like, he was proven not to be even a part of it. So he probably got named in it. Sure. Was he there? Maybe. He was proven not to be. So who really knows? It's kind of hearsay at this point. So I'm not really.
And at the same time, bro, you're in college. You're 18 years old.
He was elected a captain for Penn State. So I don't think he has that big of a locker room problem, right?
Hey, if you want a perfect example, look at Richie Incognito at the Dolphins. Remember that with Martin, the left guard that they would always chirp and make fun of, and then he ended up saying all this stuff about Miami. Look at Richie Incognito now. Look at him now. He's back at the Raiders, old. Last year, he was fantastic, and the team loved him. So, things can change like that.
Well, plus, the allegations were 17, 18. The guy's a kid. Like, let's give it a break.
Yeah.
You come out of high school where you're probably just doing a bunch of bullshit anyway, so, like.
He's got a little kid now. Like, he's definitely matured since then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. And then Braden also said he agreed, boys, pumped with the draft. Jenkins going to be solid. Took a cornerback, which was a big need after Fuller. And Tonga out 7th round, who they said was quick off his first step. Pace kills the late rounds. Hey, man, 100%. Hell of a draft. I'd give it I think everybody was giving it an A-. So
yeah, I'd give
to me, I give it an A+, man. Moving up for Justin Fields, franchise quarterback for probably the next 10 years. In my opinion, at 12, that's an A+. No matter what you do afterwards.
Their first two picks were both projected first round picks, right? So it's an A+ pretty much.
Well,
right?
then A+. And Nagy finally gets a quarterback that he wanted, right? He never really liked Trubisky, never really wanted him. Now he gets to coach a guy that he wants.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes that's the recipe too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't like a guy, you're not going to give him your full effort. You're not going to give him your full time.
Like, right? Nagy's just kind of being honest last year. He's like, listen, I don't think Trubisky's good enough to take us where we need to be. So
I don't think he's good enough to start in this league.
No. That's why the Bills is a good spot for him.
He's
good
Josh Allen's backup now, isn't he?
Yeah. It's a great spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then now going to the 2 picks, offensive linemen. Getting more sexier. Just boosting up your quarterback. Herbert gets his next 5-year offensive lineman, Rashawn Slater. Steal of a pick, in my opinion, for the value that he brings.
They were saying
pick. Jets move up, get Elijah Vera Tucker.
What were you saying, Cody?
They were predicting that Slater's going to be. They weren't even saying Pro Bowler, like a perennial All-Pro. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Slater can literally play everywhere too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
2 teams, new quarterbacks.
The Elijah Vera Tucker pick, trade up for the Jets, fantastic pick. I wanted him at the Dolphins so bad too. Like I love the kid. No red flags, no medical. Good teammate. Footwork is nice. First step, nice. I would love to have. I think he's going to be has potential to be a Pro Bowl guard in the NFL.
This is another situation. If you're Darnold, you're like, what? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
What did I do to you guys? What did I do to you guys?
Yeah, Darnold's like the Jets hated me, man, right from the hop. Why'd they even?
They literally finally take a first-round tackle on his last year. Like, my God.
And it was actually a good trade-up too, because 2 of the next 3 teams would have taken Tucker.
Well, what a win! What a win by Minnesota. They trade back and probably get the guy they wanted at 14.
Oh, without a doubt.
Darrisaw.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I did not see him slipping that far.
And the one thing I love about the Jets pick, man, is they literally just fortified that left side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We drafted Mekhi Becton in the mountain. Now we got Elijah Vera Tucker in that left interior offensive line.
Mekhi Becton running in the 4s, like, what the hell is that? The guy's like 6'11". That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like
The problem with Mekhi Becton is he lacks the athleticism to play tackle.
Mhm.
Like I'm telling you right now, I've seen him play twice.
He's got great footwork though.
Yeah, for sure. But I just don't I don't know about him. I'm not sold on him. I like Vera Tucker a lot more as a prospect. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's just me though. That's just me. I've been wrong many a times before.
What?
The sweet thing about all these, I don't know if you guys noticed, but recently, like all these tackles, they can all play guard too. In recent years, like they're so versatile now.
Well,
And
that's the way
Tucker's the
they're-
exact same.
That's the way they're doing it in college now. They're just moving everyone around.
Yeah.
I think it helps your draft stock too.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, guard's a lot easier to play than tackle too.
Yeah, definitely. Less technique. Well, more power, the same finesse. But
You're not going up
Now-
against athletic pass rushers.
yeah. But
Not
now,
necessarily.
Going against tubby boys.
hey, that's like our boy now, the gut that we drafted, baby. Guy
Really?
is a
Oh, yeah,
beauty.
Miners.
Yeah, miners. But now we're in the faith of the Star Wars yesterday, May the 4th be with you. We're going to the dark side. Dun 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 dun. The freaking Patriots, man.
Yeah.
They don't scare me.
They literally
I just hate the fact that they didn't have to trade up to get him.
they didn't have to do anything, and they got Bill Belichick's quarterback. If Bill would do this and say, "What I want in a quarterback," and look, Mac Jones is that guy. Like,
Do you
He
think
would-
he would have taken Mac Jones over Fields? I think he honestly probably would have.
I think
No.
they really liked Fields.
Hmm.
I think they were thinking about trading up, but then
The Bears pulled the
Bears.
trigger.
jumped. Yeah.
Mac,
I think-
just the way Mac Jones walks and the way that
you
Like,
didn't like that speed walk?
oh my god,
I saw
he
so
looks
many
like a
memes
loser.
saying
I'm
that
a
he was
pass.
looking like he was gonna go tattle on somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a pass, man. I'm a pass.
The absolute poor man's McGregor walk.
Yeah.
He looked like Vince McMahon, like he was coming out to say something important.
You know what? Like the whole the main issue I have with him that no one seems to want to talk about. The guy has 2 DUIs.
Yeah.
How
His
is he a
character,
first round
wait,
pick?
his character issues is
Yeah, and no one says a word about his character. Oh, he's so smart. If he's so smart, how the hell do you get 2 DUIs? Like, are you dumb?
hey,
Serious?
I'm just gonna drink my tea though. That's all I gotta say.
No, like, yeah, oh yeah.
Where's my Kermit mask?
Yeah, but Fields is the quarterback that has, I don't know about his character. I don't know about his work ethic and stuff. And everyone's like, what? Where the hell is this coming from? First guy in, last guy out. Like,
Mhm.
no one ever said anything different about Fields until Orlovsky came out of nowhere with it.
Oh, but
What-
Justin Fields is epileptic. Oh,
Yeah.
I'd rather have that than a guy
I
who.
guess-
Mac
I'd
Jones
rather have that than a guy who likes to do handstands out of the keg and then drive home.
I guess epilepsy has really hurt his career this far, eh?
Yeah.
Like, why did
Sometimes
they have
I wonder, man.
No, the most comedy ones I was telling Joe the other day, man, was his post that his sister put up.
Yeah. And, like, that's right before the draft again.
That's just Cody's reaction that one day. Whoa.
Like, that's what,
The
like,
boss.
this day and age, we're not going to talk about that. Like, that's just a non-issue.
Yeah.
No sense to me.
I hate to say this, but it's because part of the reason is because he's a white guy.
Mhm.
That's
I hate-
100% it.
I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it, but I hate to be that guy to say it. You know what I mean? Facts are facts.
Like,
If that was Justin Fields, you might see him slip into the second round.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
or off boards.
Yeah, like
But, like,
it's-
they're
it's
talking.
bad,
Like,
man.
the thing that angers me the most, and it, honestly, it's because I probably protect Fields more than anyone, is because they talk about Mac Jones' smarts and he's a genius. Did Fields not score the highest on that Mark Sanchez, whatever
Psychology
test
thing?
he has?
Yeah.
He scored the highest ever, higher than Mahomes.
On that
Higher-
Wonderlic?
Yeah,
Or-
the highest that anyone has ever recorded. He had the highest score. But no, Mac Jones is the genius. Let's get out of here with that.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, Mac. I personally hate Mac Jones already. Like I want nothing. I want nothing to do with him.
Hey, Joel's right here. Jalen Phillips, get him, boy.
Take him off. Take him off the leash, man. Take Jalen Phillips off.
Well,
the
he
leash.
went to the perfect team for you to hate him. Mac
Yeah.
Jones. So that
like,
works.
dude, you guys know from the group, I cannot stand Mac Jones. I think he is dust under my shoe.
Well, I mean, he did have a couple good wide receivers and a great running back, I guess.
Guy
You
had
call
it
him-
made. Guy had it made
you
in the shade, and then has the audacity to come out
You
and
can
be
call
like,
them good.
"New England's where I wanted to
four.
be anyway."
He had 4 good wide receivers to throw to in practice 2 years ago.
Yeah,
It's hard
Yeah.
to believe that he is even at quarterback. You guys have seen that pic of him with a cigar, obviously, after they won the championship. He
The guy
literally
has
has like a dad bod.
he's
He
got
looks
a
like the Pillsbury
barrel.
Doughboy.
Yeah, you know how you get a gut like that? From drinking beer.
Cheeseburgers.
The
Believe me.
guy is a loser.
Sharp, believe me. Okay.
You know what? Yeah,
No,
okay,
I didn't
spot
know.
on. But yeah, like
Can we
Mac
stop
Jones
talking?
really-
Can we stop talking about Mac Jones and go on to the next pick?
yeah, okay.
So with the next pick, we got Arizona Cardinals, which I think everybody could
great
probably
pick.
see. Great pick. They get Zaven Collins out of Tulsa, linebacker. He's just going to be a great plug and play character. A linebacker.
Mhm.
Arguably the best coverage linebacker too.
Mhm.
Can't go wrong with this pick in my eyes. I think the next two linebackers that are coming up, you really couldn't go wrong with either or with Jamin Davis. But yeah,
Let's
I
go
think
to Reach
Arizona
City. Reach City next.
and yeah. So yeah, great pick on the
yeah.
Cardinals. Just to bolster that defense even more. So great pick by the Cardinals. But going to the next pick, and I would like to say I was shocked about this pick, but it's
I'm not.
It's
I wasn't
Chucky.
at all.
It's what these guys do.
Is it like a thing?
For whatever reason.
Do they think it's funny that they reach it first round every time? Like I don't understand
Every time.
what the process is.
I heard somebody.
The thing that kills me is Mike Mayock has been doing draft projections
drafts.
for years, and then he goes and reaches 2 years in a row for Farrell, for Arnett, for even Abram, even Josh Jacobs for that matter. Technically, could be considered a reach. And then this year you go with the buddy
Alex
from Bama,
Leatherwood.
Leatherwood.
What are we, dude? Even if you're going tackle, man, you have Darisaw right there. Like,
Jenkins.
Jenkins.
It's funny
Jenkins
because
the better option. Like, I don't understand the thinking.
Or
Like-
trade back. Like no one's putting a gun to your head saying take this guy here. Trade
Yeah.
back to the late 20s if you want Leatherwood. It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah. Like people were even saying like they had him as like a maybe 4, 5, or 6 pick in the second round.
Dude,
Like-
I had a mid-tier second pick.
Second round?
some of the analysts were laughing.
Oh, sorry,
on
mid-tier second round.
on the draft day because I think it was Kuiper. They were laughing because they actually loved their second round pick in Morig. They're like, "Wow, this is the first time you
Yeah.
ever liked an Oakland
Yeah.
Raider pick or something like that."
Yeah,
And like
he's got-
you
and
can
he's got
argue
back
Ulrich is
problems.
a better first round pick than Leatherwood.
Yeah,
dude,
like no
the-
one was drafting him in the first.
Yeah, they
no,
literally could have swapped picks and everybody would have been fine with it. If they would have drafted Trayvon Morag with the first, they would have been like, "Oh, great pick," and
It
then
would
they
have
would
been
have
way less
drafted,
weird.
and then they would have drafted Leatherwood in the second round. They would be like, "Oh, okay, great pick." You know what I mean? It's just comedy.
The only reason they got him too is because he's got back problems.
Yeah,
It's just like it just makes no sense to me that like last year with Arnett, this year with Leatherwood. Trade back and get more picks. No one else has this guy this high on the board.
Yeah, like don't
Trade back.
you
Like,
learn
no.
lessons? You should learn lessons every year.
I
Yeah.
don't get it.
I didn't even see a mock draft where Leatherwood was a first round pick. Maybe like one at
None.
32.
I
Maybe
see
late,
none.
yeah.
Like
Dude, the Raiders last year went and took Farrell at 4 and got Max Crosby in like the 4th, maybe I'm gonna say the 4th
Yeah, it
round.
was a fourth
and,
rounder, I think.
and he's way better.
Yeah.
Like night and day, way better. Like it doesn't make those are the Raiders, man.
The funniest thing about the pick was like the Oakland Raiders select Alex Leatherwood. All of a sudden, stadium just quiet.
Yeah.
Could hear
Oh,
a pin drop.
My
Oh,
buddy from work's a Raiders fan. He goes, "Man, I hope we get Vera Tucker, but I swear I've been a Raiders fan for too long. We're gonna take somebody way off board." And then Leatherwood gets picked, and he just messages me, and he just goes, "FML, man."
seriously, like it's gotta be so frustrating.
They really had the only bad pick of the first round. Them, the Saints, and
Oh yeah, the Saints. What the hell?
I guess the Bucks maybe was a reach, but they picked last.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
I don't really think Tryon is a first rounder in any.
yeah,
No.
and that was really it.
I saw Tryon like his like boost rating was going higher, but I didn't see him as a first rounder. But now going to the next pick though, Miami Dolphins back on the board, and they get the best pass rusher, proven pass rusher, I should say, and Jalen Phillips, defensive end for Miami, doesn't have to move far, doesn't have to move at all. And
He's a Miami boy too, right? Like he's from there.
Yeah. So
Yes,
I
he
mean,
is.
I think this is just great for you guys.
You're talking about a guy who's got concussion problems. You're talking about a guy who's got other nagging injury problems. But Daniel Jeremiah said 3/4 of teams that he talked to had Phillips as their number one defensive player on the entire board. So to have
His hands and technique, bro,
it's nasty.
ridiculous.
Last year, Miami played 10 games, had 15.5 tackles for loss, had 8 sacks, had an INT. I mean, you're talking about an all-around playmaker at the DN position, something that the Dolphins have needed for a long time. Now they have Phillips and Emmanuel Ogbah on the other side. Pass rush looks okay. It looks okay for now. Anyways, there's
I saw a highlight of Jalen, man. It was a move he got. It was like almost like a mid stuck, swam, cut underneath, and went right to. I was like, good God Almighty, that was clean. I'm like, jeez.
Man, could you imagine Miami's pass rush 2 years ago? Rosu and Phillips.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
My God,
Nasty.
terrifying.
My 3 favorite players in the draft were Javonte, Horn, and Phillips. I actually wanted the Ravens to get Phillips at 27 or 31.
Yeah, well, you can't have them.
Yeah, you're talking
Yeah.
like no injuries in college, like no injury concerns. You're talking top 10 easily, talent-wise.
Yeah. They were saying that he could go top 5 if he didn't have any injury concerns.
Like he would have been that edge rusher that
Mm-hmm.
goes top 5.
Mm-hmm.
That we didn't see that.
I followed him on Instagram after the draft. This guy is a monster of a man, like a monster of a man. He's 6'5", 260. Like you're talking about a big fella.
You're just hoping
Big
those
old-
concussions don't follow him because those are problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the concussions scare the hell out of me.
Get those better helmets. Break those bad boys in.
Oh yeah, they should be putting memory foam all in that thing.
Oh yeah. This can't move
Yeah,
that head anywhere.
He's gonna be a good player. It's just whether he stays healthy.
Yeah,
really.
well, the
Yeah.
amount of picks the Dolphins had, you have that chance to take a swing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Didn't have to
At a
move up.
high risk, high
It came
reward.
to you.
Yeah.
Thank God the Raiders have no sense whatsoever and took
Yeah.
Leatherwood when you could have had Jalen Phillips. Okay, cool. Like
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a need or not. Go by
They could
best
have
player.
had a lot of players instead of Leatherwood.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this hell of a pick by the Dolphins, but going to the next pick, we have the Washington football team getting, like I said, probably the third linebacker, or I actually had him as the second linebacker in this draft,
Yeah,
but
this was a
Dean
great
Davis
pick,
from
too.
Kentucky. Great pick,
Beauty.
can do it all. I mean, I don't see any glaring kind of red flags or anything like that. Plug and play player. You just put him in there. He's just gonna probably get your 100 tackles a season, and then
Yeah.
Not much to say. It was a great
That was
pick.
literally their biggest need, I think. Was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. For
He's
sure.
he's probably the closest thing to Luke Kuechly, and I'm sure Ron Rivera is the one who would tell you that himself too.
yeah,
I think that's why they took him, because you could have argued. Well, I guess I didn't know about Owasu Koromoa, but you could have argued him over him. But I see why
Yeah.
he's now. But yeah, I mean, Jamin Davis is awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I was hoping he was gonna slip into like pick 40, but that wasn't gonna happen. But
cool.
Julio. But going to the next pick there, we got the Big Apple, the G-Man, with the trade with the Bears. They get Kadarius Toney. I think this is a shocker pick.
Really get
I don't think a lot of people saw Kadarius Toney go in there, just because what they have already. But hey, like Sharp, you said, and like we said previously in the podcast before, give Daniel Jones all the weapons where there's no excuses.
Yep.
He's a baller, honestly, Tony. It probably was a bit of a reach, but I'm pretty sure he had the highest missed tackle rate in all of college.
Yeah, Yacker.
Yeah,
I think he's a little
player.
more underrated than people give him credit for. It's just I don't see I see the fit. It's just I thought they had bigger needs at wide receiver.
I agree. I didn't see the fit at all, but I like the player.
I thought they was gonna go Quiddy, in my opinion.
Yeah, or Rosu, or I thought like their pass rush is not great,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that would have been a great spot. Or even Darisaw kept slipping; he would have been all right pick at 20.
Yeah,
Sterling Shepard is a good slot wide receiver. He gets hurt a lot, but he is a good player.
And they got Slayton and who they just signed.
Galladay.
So
if Jones is bad this year, dude, he has gotta go.
But
if he plays bad this year,
where's the snaps that Tony's gonna get? Like, who's he gonna start over?
Yeah,
Shepard, I guess, but I don't know.
We'll see.
I guess it's
because you have Evan Ingram, who's a wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, they got Rudolph.
Oh, and they got Rudolph too. So it's again, I get it. Saquon coming back, give Daniel literally no options. But if you suck, you suck. Just straight up, you know what I mean? They can't be. I didn't have any wide receiver. I didn't have any weapons. Well,
the line's not great, but when you got 7 good players on the field, offensive players, then
Rudolph is strictly there to teach Ingram how to play tight end. I think that's the only reason they signed him. Because he doesn't know how to block.
Thank God somebody's willing to do it.
I've never seen a first-round pick tight end not know how to block. It's insane.
He's ugly. He's an ugly player, man.
He drops everything too, which doesn't make it even better. He's not even a great wide receiver.
Oh, he's a Pro Bowler though.
He's one of my least favorite tight ends.
Don't even get me started on that Pro Bowl selection, bro. That's the biggest.
That's the worst Pro Bowl selection I've ever seen in my life.
I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's.
What do you have? 2 touchdowns?
He dropped. He had 2 drops. I think it was 2, 1 for sure, and I think 2 drops that actually lost them games.
Yeah, he had 2 touchdowns, I think, all year, and I think Tonyan had 11 or 10 in way less games.
Yeah, man. In my opinion, it was Tonyan, the Pro Bowler. In my opinion, but.
Give me Zach Ertz, man, over Evan Ingram, man.
Give me an injured Zach Ertz over Ingram.
Give me
him on the tag leg.
Dallas Goedert, man. I'd rather do work with Dallas Goedert.
I'm actually honestly speaking of Ertz, I'm surprised he didn't get traded at the draft.
They said they like him. They said they don't want to move him. He's valuable.
Well, I guess we'll see.
Especially when you have 2 tight ends who can never stay healthy. You got to have two tight ends who can't stay healthy on your roster, just in case the one goes down.
I don't think the Eagles went tight end at all. I don't think they drafted one. I don't think they drafted a tight end.
I don't think so either.
They got Ertz and Goddard, man. If they get a really good offer for Ertz, maybe they'll move him. But
yeah, it's one of those things, right? But other than that, we have now the Indianapolis Colts boosting up there. Again, this I think was kind of a weird one too, because I think the Colts have more needs in the pass rush, in my opinion. But they go Kwity Paye, defensive end from Michigan. One of those players that super athletic. Being a Michigan fan myself, depends on his athleticism a little bit too much, where he slacks on technique a little bit. So in the NFL, that might get spotlighted real quick. But
is he a streaky
technique
player?
From a coach? What's that?
Is he streaky, inconsistent game to game?
Yeah, So he'd have hot games, inconsistent. Then have a 2-game drought and then so productive again. It's not like every game he's getting tackles for loss, sacks.
And I think that was the main issue with the edge rusher class this year is you don't have a Chase Young who's bringing it every single game, right?
Yeah.
Where these guys are like some games, some not.
Yeah, but he's a menace. Like he definitely
Yeah,
he can
he's a
push the
freak.
pocket. He can like do everything that you need defensive end to do. This needs to clean up. And again, with NFL coaches, I hope he takes that next step up. And hopefully, Colts land something. But I thought he'll probably go a little bit more offensive line. Again, Boster, Carson there. But I guess we'll see there. But in the next pick here, we have the Tennessee Titans. And I love this just because this is probably the best bang or bust or boomer bust pick, I think, in the draft. They get Caleb Farley, previous top 8 pick, top 9 pick, in that conversation with J.C. Horn and Pastor Santana as the best cornerback. And they get him late, and that was due to his back surgery. So I guess we'll see where that lands him. But I think this is great value. I know one of my
apparently
best friends,
fine too. He's apparently fine, but I guess
I know one of my best friends. He wanted a playmaker wide receiver. He's a huge Titan fan. Big shout out to my man Mogi if he's watching. But to me, if he stays healthy, you got to lock down number 1 corner at this late of the draft.
You know what would have been cool is if they drafted Elijah Moore, had him and AJ Brown together.
Of course, that's what
That'd have been sweet.
That's what we were all pounding on the table for.
Well, Bateman would have been unreal too there.
But they played together, didn't they? Elijah Moore and AJ Brown, same college, pretty sure.
And yeah, maybe like Elijah Moore might not have played a lot at the time, but because it was Ole Miss they both went to.
Yeah.
But like the one thing about the Tennessee Titans, no one really talked about their secondary needs. Like I don't know why no one really talked about it for like mock drafts and stuff. It's like they lost 3/4 of their secondary in the offseason. They kind of need people there. And he's a perfect, if he's healthy, he's a perfect guy to slot in where Adoree Jackson was.
Yeah.
I kind of think the Titans are going to be one of the fallers this year. I don't think they're going to be very good.
Yeah, they lost. They lost
They lost so many players. Like I don't know. Like they lost so many wide receivers. They lost half their secondary.
The offense has got to carry them.
Yeah, which they could. They have a really good offense.
They have Bud Dupree now, though, so that helps.
Yeah, that's a good pickup.
And they do have a good coach. So
barring another injury for Bud Dupree, but
yeah, their offense is going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just can they stop the pass? I mean, your toughest competition if Watson doesn't play this year in that division. Well, I guess Trevor Lawrence is there now, but I mean, Carson Wentz with the Colts. Does Carson Wentz really scare anybody now?
He's a lot better off now than he was.
So we have Christian, Braden's little brother, coming in. He says, you guys think Allen Robinson will have a breakout year this year with a competent quarterback, and then as well as who has the best draft? To me, I don't think Allen Robinson has to have a breakout year. I think we all know what Allen Robinson is.
His breakout year was in Jacksonville.
Yeah, like Allen Robinson
yards and touchdowns.
But what he's trying to say is, do you think he's going to hit the next level from maybe 1,100 yards to 1,300 yards?
I'm going to say
10 touchdowns to 12 touchdowns.
I'm going to say no because Dalton's probably going to be his quarterback for the year.
He had 1,400 yards with Blake Bortles, to be fair.
Yeah, but Blake Bortles at that point was actually better than Dalton was now.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. I think Allen Robinson's going to be a 10 touchdown. Let's go.
I think he's still get his
950, 1,000.
Yeah.
So basically, what he's been.
And I think when Justin Fields does come in, if Justin Fields comes slinging, then he could be, again, 1,300, 1,400 yard wide receiver. You're looking at maybe 11, 12 TDs. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. As for best draft, I don't know. I love the Chargers draft. I think they did really well.
That's what I was going to say, too.
Yeah, I don't want to say
the first round slipped right to them, and then it just went from there. Started doing good pick after good pick.
I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys. Just I'm not ever gonna say the Chargers ever in my life.
I like
the Browns too.
There's too many question marks with our draft, I think.
I'm gonna go best draft. I gotta say probably I gotta go Broncos. Broncos or Jaguars had the best draft. Jaguars got a lot of needs. Broncos got a lot of the best players at their position.
Only reason I wouldn't say the Jaguars is just because this pick coming up
25.
at 25, and we'll get there. But
Dude, you gotta have. There's no such thing as bell cows in this league anymore. And how do you help a rookie quarterback in this league? You get him running backs and O-line, which they did.
I saw
Derrick
James
Henry.
Robinson have an unreal year last year.
Yeah,
I didn't think
he
that,
did.
but didn't they could have picked Etienne in their second round pick.
That's the only thing that's bad about the
Yeah.
pick.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because they had literally the first pick in the
I
second.
honestly think the only reason they did that pick is because they'll have Lawrence and him for 5 years at least.
Yeah.
Because they play together.
Yeah.
But still, man, like you don't need to do that.
A safety to anchor that secondary would have been sweet. With,
Yeah,
That's what I thought they were gonna do.
And they didn't even go safety in the second, so they obviously didn't really.
With Griffin and CJ Henderson there, that would have been a nice
A
secondary.
little trio, that little triangle there. Yeah.
Didn't they take a safety though in the third round?
Maybe, but like
Did
more.
they get Cisco?
Yeah, they got Cisco, man.
Yeah, it was Cisco's
Oh,
got
did they?
question marks too.
I
But
really
he's
like
nasty.
him.
The talent's there.
I wanted the Ravens to draft Cisco. He had us a lot of picks, if I'm not mistaken, in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, but going to the next pick there out of the Minnesota Vikings after the trade, the trade down, they get their guy Christian Darrisaw. I mean, what else do we have to say? I mean,
Yeah. Next slide.
next,
business.
yeah, like just absolute.
Yeah.
They had drafted
now-
him 10 picks earlier. So
Yeah, so they just get their guy, falling back 10 other picks, get more value. A+ for the Vikings on that trade. I don't see any better trade than that. But next we have the heartbreaker, Joel. My arms are wide for you, brother. But the Pittsburgh Steelers draft Najee Harris, running back out of Alabama, arguably the best running back in the draft. Filled a need, like I said in my mock draft, if you guys watched our mock draft, to bring back that run game because it was absolutely abysmal. Now Ben doesn't have to throw 80 times a game, so
They still don't have an O-line, so if they think if they think Najee is going to get 1,100 yards just like that because he's Najee, you're out of your mind.
I was just about to say the
If you
O-line
give him
is
30
not looking pretty.
If you give him 30, 35 carries, you're going to injure Najee Harris.
Yeah. I don't like the Steelers may have good running backs always. Well, usually last year was the only year where they didn't.
the bus.
Where they didn't. But
Yeah, they usually find them, right? They'll find
yeah,
them.
exactly. But they always had O-lines then. And you got non-mobile Big Ben. You got 2 or 3 major losses on that O-line. Villanova and Maurice Pouncey retiring. Like, there's holes all over that offensive line. And, like, just because you got a running back doesn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean a thing. I think running backs in the first round are probably the biggest reach picks. So, like, when people say, oh, the Steelers had a good draft, I look at it and I see, oh, they took Najee Harris in the first round. And same with the Jags with the Etienne pick. They could have got him later, but you got to have a 1-2 punch in the NFL. And who's the Pittsburgh's number 2? What's his name?
Oh, Benny Snell.
Isn't it?
Benny Snell Jr. Give me a break, dude. Give me a break. Big Ben's gonna be on his back a lot this year, and I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers draft. If I'd give them the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'd give them a C+ overall. I'm not a fan.
But when that's the problem with first round running backs. If they don't work out, you're backing yourself in a corner. Like look at Fournette and the Jags.
You're screwed.
You wanted to get rid of them.
Yeah. Even look at Christian McCaffrey, how much he's been hurt. You know what I mean? Like
It's mainly been
obviously McCaffrey's nasty and everything, but like you cannot have bell cows in the NFL anymore. It's just not a thing. You have to have 1-2.
Unless you're Derrick Henry.
Well, he's a linebacker. That's not even fair.
Yeah. The guy's got a goddamn whip for hair.
Yeah.
Taking that in the face. My
He's
God.
been growing
Will
that.
Smith, I whip my hair back and forth.
He's literally been growing that hair since he was in grade 8.
Dude, I'd be
That's
using
crazy.
that as a weapon on the field, just whipping it, hitting
Yeah.
guys.
Who needs a stiff arm? Just
Just fucking bang.
Well, you see what he did to Earl Thomas.
Oh.
Picked him up and threw
Yeah,
him
see you
across
later.
the field.
he
Yeah.
did the scorpion. Get over here.
Well, like Earl Thomas is not a big dude.
No.
Like Derrick Henry is huge compared to
Massive.
him. Massive, absolutely massive. The Flames were golfing.
Don't try to wrap his waist. You're not going to tackle him that way.
You might as well just like literally just try to just push his leg into his other leg because that's literally
You have to go
make
for
him
the,
trip his own self.
just take the tripping penalty.
yeah.
One of the funnier stiff arms ever, though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it was.
But then from there, we again like we was just precursing before that. We have Jacksonville right after taking Travis Etienne, the Clemson running back. Again, that pair up with Trevor Lawrence again.
That was a-
Very familiar. What's that?
That's just a Trevor Lawrence pick.
That's a Trevor Lawrence pick. I thought any day of the week. It's
it's still a good pick for the Jags.
Yeah. I just felt like first pick of the second round, they could have got him.
Yeah,
There's no one else in the first is going to take a running back.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If I was them there, I probably would have took Jenkins.
Yeah.
yeah.
Who'd they end up taking that first pick? I don't remember. The second round.
Oh, that's a good question. I'll check that out right now.
Yeah. So then, great running back, can do it all. So we will see how that pans out. But then the Cleveland Browns, a team that's already probably one of the most fearful teams in that Ravens division. They just bolster their cornerbacks more with arguably one of the fastest cornerbacks out there with Greg Newsome, the cornerback out of Northwestern. You can never hate a cornerback. I mean,
It made sense. Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward can't stay on the field, so
yeah.
Yeah.
They
It was
took
a good
Tyson Campbell, the corner. That was a good pick.
Oh, yeah, that is a good pick.
the Browns have a great roster. Their O-line is phenomenal. Their wide receivers are good. Their linebackers are good. Their corners are good. Their defensive
Running backs
ends
are
are
great.
good.
Like,
Newsome's he's no slouch, man. He's a great corner. He just gets overlooked because he played for Northwestern.
yeah.
He played in the Big Ten, but not for a big school in the Big Ten, right?
Right.
Same as not really as Slater as much, obviously, but Newsome just didn't really get talked about as much.
He's
Couldn't
gonna
have
be
a better
good
pro
player.
day, though.
Newsome's going to be a good player.
Yeah. Are the Browns? They're the ones that took Owasu Koromoa, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They traded up.
So I mean, a couple of really good picks there.
Yeah, especially if that heart problem isn't as serious as people made it out to be.
No,
Like-
Owasu Koromoa, watching him hit is ridiculous.
Mhm.
It is terrifying.
Yeah, it's scary.
Easily the hardest hitting linebacker in this draft.
Yeah.
Well,
And
some
then,
people even view him as like a nickel.
He could be a hybrid. He's good in coverage too, right?
Oh, you're almost talking like Isaiah Simmons type of play style.
Yeah, almost identical.
Yeah, good in coverage.
That'd be interesting. That'd be great depth. So yeah, Cody, it's not looking so hot in your division, bro. But going to the next pick, we do have the Ravens getting their wide receiver number 1. Rashad Bateman goes to the
Finally,
Ravens.
Holy crap.
If you can't sign one as a free agent, just draft one, baby.
That's the recipe.
Cody,
That's the recipe.
how are you feeling about that? I know he was your number 1 on your big board, man. Let the people know.
Oh, I love the pick. I didn't think for a second we were going to get him. I thought he'd be gone. So, I mean, there's not even a whole lot to say about it. He's an unreal route runner. I've said this a couple times, led the nation in yards per route. He might even be one of the best top 2 route runners in the class. Even last year, before he got drafted, he was drawing comparisons. His NFL comparison was Keenan Allen. And then after he was drafted from the Ravens, they asked him who you model your game after, and he said Keenan Allen and Devontae Adams. So if he's even half of the player that either of those guys are, works for me.
Yeah.
Can we put a timeout for a quick second, though, first, before getting deep into this? Can we just appreciate Keenan Allen, man? He does
Yeah.
not get the love that he deserves, bro. Like,
So
I love Keenan Allen, and he's
Me
a
too.
Charger. Like that. If that just goes to say something, man. He
It's a-
does not get any of his
No.
roses, bro.
And the main issue, I think, is because he can't stay on the field consistently.
Mhm.
When he's on the field, he's disgusting. It's
Mhm.
just he finds a new way to get injured every year.
And the best thing about the Bateman pick is like the wide receiver room. Miles Boykins wouldn't even be on an NFL roster on most teams. He was a starter. He was a starter. Willie Snead would be in 4 wide receiver sets on 85% of the teams in the NFL. And like it was a joke. It
And
was
that
the
was
worst.
the best receiver last year was Willie Snead.
Like finally got some like actually decent wide receivers in here. And like offense on paper is looking decent. We got Tylan Wallace too. If that guy didn't tear his ACL, people were saying he was going to be a late second, third round pick. Like it's just nice to actually have some players that are maybe going to be good, rather than just trotting anybody out there and hoping for the best.
Now you have options that aren't the popcorn guy for your 4th string
Yeah.
receiver.
Yeah.
Just straight up. Anybody wants their cashews? Anybody wants their cashews?
And no disrespect to Willie,
when you
Miles
play receiver-
Boykin. No
Yeah.
disrespect to Willie, Miles Boykin, whatever, but they're just these guys
Dude.
cannot be your best wide receivers on your team and expect
I
to
don't
win.
even
It's a
I
joke.
honestly don't remember seeing Boykin like play. Like he probably played,
Dude.
but I never even remember his name.
This how bad Boykin was, man. I thought he was the NBA player. Like I was talking to Cody. He's like, "Oh, Boykin." I'm like, "Oh yeah, he's probably that short wide receiver." He's
Was
like, "No, man,
Boykin-
he's like 6'4". I'm like, "Oh, I'm thinking."
Was that the guy who played quarterback first in college and then went to wide receiver? Was that Boykin?
He's played for Notre Dame, 3rd round pick. He's just I don't know anything and like about his college days. He's not good.
Yeah, he's
Like,
fucking.
he's just not.
He's
Like
fucking.
no
trash,
offense, but he's
boy.
not good. Thank God we got some good players and yeah.
Willie Snead had to do PEDs to get 700 yards in the season. Like,
Shoot me up, baby. Let's go.
yeah, put it right in my butt cheek, boys.
The
We're
guy
getting
lost years of his
750
life just to
total
get
yards.
700.
Give me.
Just for 700.
Just for 700. If he doesn't take roids, it's like 475.
Oh God.
For
So
real.
Shitty is going to be praising through the roof. They got their wide receiver. Lamar definitely probably loved that with Mark Andrews now, Hollywood. Man, it's looking nice in Ravens
Well,
skill
Hollywood,
positions. Man.
Hollywood's a bust too. Let's not.
I
not
think I'm
saying-
gonna like Hollywood in the slot, man. Instead
I
of
think
because
Hollywood's gonna be
Hollywood's
good.
playing as the number one, and he's
I
not
think-
the number one.
Hollywood's never played the slot though. He's an outside guy. He's a
I
bird.
mean,
no?
He's too
It's-
small to be an outside.
It's hard for Hollywood to go up against these number 1 corners. The guy's 5'8".
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, but
He's like the perfect slot guy. So
he's a
you
roaster.
better learn. You're gonna learn today.
That's where I'd be moving him.
Yeah.
Likes to drop the
Hands
ball, but he does like to score. I think he has 15 touchdowns in 2 years. So
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah,
still not a dependable guy.
we'll see.
So
In the
yeah,
playoffs,
so-
both playoff games, he was our best wide receiver.
Pretty proven.
He had 100 yards in both playoff games.
Congratulations.
What?
Were they throwing a lot?
I guess he had 100 yards.
That game against Tennessee, he threw like 50 times in the 4th quarter.
Anyway, I'm happy about Bateman. On to the 28th pick.
So the next pick, we do have a head scratcher again.
I like the Bateman pick too, Cody.
Yeah. This one again, the crowd was absolutely silent. New Orleans Saints, they draft Peyton Turner, the defensive end of Houston.
I didn't know anything about this guy.
Let's see,
Yeah.
can we say a reach?
The only reason I knew who this guy was is because before the draft they said this guy's getting buzz. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the hell is it? I don't know who this is.
I have no input. I've never heard his name in my whole life.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about him. All I know is that the Saints are talking about moving up, and then they don't, and then they take a guy I've never heard of. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to move into the top 10 from 28 for a corner for some reason, and then take a defensive end that no one's ever heard of. That I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah. And then so Guess we could just move on to the next pick because really not too much to say here. But next is this is where the good old controversy starts, and the Green Bay Packers right now has some turmoil because the biggest breaking news is that Aaron Rodgers wants the hell out of Green Bay, does not care about any contracts. You just want to pull the trigger and get me out of here. If you guys play League of Legends, you guys want to get out of there too. It's this the ejecto Cedo, cuz. So they go ahead and Braden with the New Orleans pick. Who?
The Snoop Dogg gif.
You in the Snoop Dogg.
Oh, there's one every year.
Has to be
Yeah,
one.
he
But,
was it.
Green Bay, again, doesn't go wide receiver or anything to help out that offense. They go cornerback and they go Eric Stokes to pair up with Jair Alexander.
Reach pick, man.
Honestly, I think Tyson Campbell was the better Georgia cornerback.
Yeah.
Like Stokes is very fast, but
Super fast.
coverage wise, Tyson Campbell's the better corner.
Yeah.
So I don't like it. Did everyone get wowed with the 4.25 maybe from Stokes?
100%. They always do, man.
But like, why does that doesn't translate on the field? Watch his tape. Who cares how fast he runs in a straight line?
Yeah. They did get a decent
But
wide
for
receiver,
Madden,
though.
bro.
Didn't they get Amari Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's pretty good.
But that was like third round. To me, Green Bay, their pick there should have been Elijah Moore. That should have been the pick.
Yeah. Hands down. Dude, they drafted a guy named Rodgers to replace Rodgers. Like, look at that, man. That's controversy right there. I'm just saying this because it looks like Rodgers might be slanted to the Broncos, and if that happens, my God, we're going to the bowl, baby. But Green Bay, I know we have a fan out there, Donovan. He's a Green Bay Packer fan, and right now he's in utter turmoil. So big shout out to you, Donovan, if you're watching this afterwards. But yeah, it's not looking good at the Cheesehead house. So but yeah, Eric Stokes, again,
we'll see. I guess
we'll see. Yeah, but next pick, the Buffalo Bills, I think got a home run pick. They got Gregory Rousseau, edge from Miami, showed that he had top 5 pick potential, sat out last year, so he just went down, right? Jalen Phillips basically took his place.
When he walked out on the stage, I thought he was a 7-footer, man. I was like, geez, this guy's a monster.
Dude, this guy's his first full year, 13.5 sacks. Like that'll do.
Yeah, I guess that's not bad.
And think about Buffalo's defense already, too. Oh, my God. Like,
oh, he's going to help.
Yeah, he's going to help and then learn from that Bills defense and, the way they're defense oriented already. I think he's going to have a promising future and career. And
the other thing with him was character issues, too, right? I think that's why he slipped so far.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did that with Ed Oliver, too, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, so we'll see. To me, I like this pick by the Bills. I think they really had no glaring needs. So BPA, he's up there. Take him. Take a swing at it. If it works, amazing. If it doesn't, well. Next we have the Ravens. This is part of the Chiefs trade for Orlando Brown. And they get Jason away. I know, Cody, you were like,
it's actually
right before the picks, you're like, do not draft away. Do not draft away. And you drafted away.
I still would have taken Tevin Jenkins, even now, even with signing Villanueva, but whatever. I don't know.
If they were going that route, I thought they would have went Ojulari.
Yeah. The one thing I do like about Owe is he can drop into coverage. The Ravens, I said this to Joel, they run a lot of exotic blitz packages with their safeties and their DBs, probably more so than any team in the NFL. So they probably do want a guy off the edge that can drop into coverage, and Ojulari can't do that. So that kind of makes sense, I guess, why they would take away. He's going to take over for Judon. Obviously, that's what they're doing.
And Judon didn't play on the line, did he? As a defensive end?
He's an outside linebacker. Weak side linebacker, whatever.
And so that's the one thing I looked when I was looking at Owe, because I was looking at it because the interesting stat there is that he doesn't have any sacks, right? And that is a big.
That's what I'm wondering if they didn't blitz him a lot at Penn State.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what I
think
mean.
about
I
it
didn't
too.
watch Penn State.
Think about it too. Who went to Dallas? That was basically hogging
Yeah,
basically it all.
Yeah,
You know what I
but
mean?
the other thing too, like they must have blitzed a lot because I've seen Parsons on a lot of blitzes. So
Yeah.
Blitz is
wondering-
at the, Blitz
He
is at
could've
the,
just-
maybe at the middle linebacker
Middle
spot.
linebacker position.
yeah, and he could have got to the quarterback first. Who knows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the thing
Um,
the thing about Owe is, yeah, he didn't have any sacks, but the beauty about being a pass rusher is there's a thing called quarterback pressures, which
Yeah.
are very, very important. It doesn't have to be a sack every time. Just
Mm-hmm.
getting pressure on the quarterback at a consistent rate is super duper valuable. Forcing a quarterback into a throw he doesn't want to make, forcing the quarterback to throw the ball out of bounds.
Or
I think
pressuring him into a sack.
Yeah, pressuring, making him, if you're coming from the right, pushing him to the left where somebody else is to make a tackle. Like I love the pick for the Ravens here. I think he's a prospect. He's a guy who needs a lot of coaching, like we've talked about. But Owe has talent out the wazoo, man. He is gonna be potentially a good player.
And I think he's an outside linebacker edge rusher, like a Von Miller, like you know what I mean. Where you're not really a power rusher off the line, but you're more of a speed rusher. Because I was looking at his technique isn't there to be a power rusher, right? But if you look at him, his measurables, everything is there. Like it screams off the charts, right? So I think maybe they just put him in a position where he wasn't being optimized. You know what I mean? So
he's not an every down 3-point stance rusher. Like that's not who he is.
No.
Well, I saw him listed as a defensive end. You watch his pro day; he is not a defensive end.
No,
there's a lot of guys listed weird this year.
Yeah,
like that's why I was saying that if it's a Judon replacement, like if Judon didn't play off the line and he's replacing Judon, I think that's literally the perfect position for him. Like hands down.
It's gonna be that's how they're gonna use him. So we'll see. His measurables and his pro day and all that stuff was off the chart. So if they can get it out of him with the coaching, then he'll be a good player. But that remains to be seen.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. You can guarantee Owe will be out on that field.
Facts.
Yeah.
Absolute facts. And then last but not least, we have the Super Bowl champions. Again, taking a little bit of a reach. Got a little bit more buzz. His prospect was going up. But Joe Tryon, the edge from Washington, they pick him up. Again, it's a position where the crazy thing about the Buccaneers is that they got everybody back. So really, this pick was just like.
That's what I mean. They had the ability to take a guy. They're like, we like him, whatever.
Yeah.
If I was Tampa Bay in this position, I would have took Elijah Moore, knowing that AB's old, Chris Godwin's only on a franchise tag. That would have been my pick. What do they need a linebacker for? What do they need a pass rusher for? Well, I guess JPP, but they just re-signed him, I think. So and Shaq
I wasn't going to be shocked if they went like Kyle Trask or Kellen Mond.
Yeah.
Because you get the 5 years, and obviously, Brady's not playing for 5 more years. I don't think.
Don't say that.
You never know, man.
Honestly,
5 years later.
Those two guys, Mond more than Trask. I think Mond learning from Brady would be unbelievable. I mean, he's going to go learn from Cousins now, but he's going to take Cousins' job after 2 years because he has to play 2 more years. They have no choice.
Man, is there anybody in the league who is just collecting checks like Kirk Cousins is, man?
Fully guaranteed. Give me my money.
31 this year, 45 next year, and you can't do anything about it. He makes all of that.
That's an easy 45.
For him for getting
the guy's an absolute talent at the position.
Good for him, though.
Just
for getting a fully guaranteed contract. That's ridiculous.
I know. But look at the Vikings now. They have no choice, but he has to be their quarterback for the next 2 years, whether they like it or not.
Finesse, man. Give me his agent.
But that's why I love the Kellen Mond pick, because after those 2 years, he's starting year 3. I guarantee it.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah. They was even talking about trading up to get a quarterback, so
and
you can already see there is bye-bye.
He's a perfect project that needs to sit for 2 years, so that's like a great pick for the Vikings.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. But yeah, guys, that is the wrap up to the Pigskin Panel's gut reactions. Well, not really gut reactions, but our first reactions as well as our reactions now that we're able to digest everything that's going on. It was a crazy draft, and then now the real off season starts, where teams can start building now when they have their teams, and they can start seeing what they can be able to do. It's going to be very interesting coming up, but yeah, it's started now, boys. It's the road to preseason now, so can't wait. But to everybody that's been watching, again, we just want to give you guys your roses and shout you guys out. Always supporting. This is our longest podcast episode to date, so if you stuck around, you're amazing. Wow. For those that are watching on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, again, we appreciate you guys so much. Definitely, if you did like this episode, remember to give us a thumbs up on YouTube, just because it helps the algorithm push out our content more, to show that people are really liking our content and push it out to more football fans, and that way we can start building our community, get more people in the comment sections engaging. But as well, definitely hit us up on our social medias. Again, it's the Pigskin Panel. Cody over there is rocking it as his name. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias you can think of, except LinkedIn. We don't have one of those. I don't think we don't need one, but if you guys want it, I guess we get LinkedIn too if you want to. But other than that, guys, I do want to wrap this up, but just want to go around the panel. If you guys have any lasting words, we start from my man Sharp, as always.
Just want to say I love Blue Jays, not the other thing, you sick, perverted people. Okay?
Because everyone was thinking that.
You never know, man.
Yeah.
Just clear the air. Joel, man, how about you?
We gave you a clean 2 hours today. You don't want to hear from me.
No.
And then my man Cody with the new fresh cut, the new man.
Looking like a Backstreet Boy.
Yeah. Well,
They
make good music. Do you guys not agree? Come on.
Yeah. Hey.
Cody McGuire or Cody Simpson? What is it? Who is it?
Oh no.
Whatever. I'm gonna have to grow the hair back out.
It's just different. I haven't seen you with a cut like that since grade 9. So
Neither have I. So yeah, it's weird.
How long did you have your hair? How long did you go without cutting it?
I mean, I trimmed it for a while. I haven't had it short in
like an actual cut.
Probably 6 years.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it's definitely weird. Sorry the hair got so much attention, folks, this episode, but
it deserved it.
If L'Oreal is watching this too, we can use a sponsor with FanDuel. So definitely hit us up. Cody will sponsor the products. Have it just in this corner there.
Same as Rogaine too, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll end her there.
Yeah,
just throw that out
there. So next week, I do want to make the announcement that we are going to be changing for the month of May till Wednesdays at this time instead of our Tuesday night scheduling. So it's going to be for the month of May every Wednesday at this time. 8:05 p.m. is when we'll be going live. So again, for those that are checked up yesterday, I've been getting a message saying, "Where were you guys yesterday?" We are changing for the month of May till Wednesdays. When it hits June, we'll go back to the Tuesday scheduling. But again, appreciate all you guys. Until next time, have yourself a wonderful night. Until next time, the Pigskin Panel is out. Deuces.
Peace.